That's all very well. But all that matters now is the Italian. Listen to me. Do you hear me? Can you hear me? Get control of yourself. What are we going to do about the Italian? And there's a lad. He's simple as a baby lamb. Later on, I'll fob him off with some story easy. But the Italian, what are we going to do with him?
Later on, when it's dark, we'll take him to some secret place and bury him.
Well, yes, of course we could do that. I don't suppose there's any relatives going to come poking around looking for him. Well, you know me. Sometimes ideas just pop into me head, and I keep thinking, seems a downright shame.
Shame?
Seems an awful waste. Such a nice plump frame. What's his name has? Nor it can't be traced. Business needs a lift. Debts to be erased. Think of it as thrift, as a gift, if you get my drift. Now, seems an awful waste. I mean, with the price of meat, what it is, when you get it, if you get it. Good, you got it. Take, for instance, Mrs. Mooney and her pie shop. Business never better, using only pussycats and toast. And a pussy's good for maybe 6 or 7 at the most. And I'm sure they can't compare as far as taste.
Mrs. Lovett, what a charming notion, eminently practical and yet appropriate as always. Mrs. Lovett, how I've lived without you all these years, I'll never know.
Think
how
about it.
lick.
Lots of other gentlemen are soon be coming for a shave. Won't they?
All have choice. For what's the sound of the world out there?
What, Mr. Todd? What, Mr. Todd? What is that sound?
Those crunching noises pervading the air.
Yes, Mr. Todd. Yes, Mr. Todd. Yes, all around.
It's man devouring man, my dear. And who are we to deny it? These are desperate times, Mrs. Lovett. Desperate measures are called for.
Here we are, hot from the oven.
What is that?
It's priest. Have a little priest.
Is it really good?
Sir, it's too good, at least. Then again, they don't commit sins of the flesh, so it's pretty fresh.
Awful lot of fat.
Only where it's sat.
Haven't you got poet or something like that?
No, you see, the trouble with poet is how do you know it's deceased? Try the priest.
Heavenly! Not as hearty as bishop, perhaps, but then not as bland as curate either.
And good for business, too. Always leaves you wanting more. Trouble is, we only get it in Sundays. Lawyers, rather nice.
If it's for a price.
Or there's something else, though, to follow, since no one should swallow it twice.
Anything that's lean.
Well, then, if you're British and loyal, you might enjoy Royal Marine. Anyway, it's clean, though, of course, it tastes of wherever it's been.
Is that squire on the fire?
Mercy, no, sir, look closer, you'll notice it's grosser.
Well, that's thicker, more like thicker.
No, it has to be grosser, it's green.
A history of the world, my love.
Save a lot of graves, do a lot of relatives famous.
Is those below serving those up above?
Everybody shaves, so there should be plenty of flavors.
How gratifying for once to know that those above will serve those down below.
Now let's see here, we've got
No, something pinker.
Tailor.
Something paler.
Potter.
Hotter.
Butler.
Subtler.
Locksmith. A lovely bit of clock.
80 for a lock.
Then again, there's sweep if you want it cheap and you like it dark. Try the financier. Peak of his career.
That looks pretty rank.
Well, he drank, no, it's bank cashier. Never really sold. Maybe it was old.
Have you any beetle?
Next week, so I'm told. Beetle isn't bad till you smell it and notice how well it's been greased. Stick to priest. Now, this may be a bit stringy, but then of course it's fiddle player.
No, that isn't fiddle player. That's piccolo player.
How can you tell?
It's piping hot.
Then blow on it first.
The history of the world, my sweet,
Oh, Mr. Todd, what does it tell?
is who gets eaten and who gets to eat.
And Mr. Todd, who gets to sell?
But fortunately, it's also clear
That everybody goes down well with beer. Since Marine doesn't appeal to you, how about Rear Admiral?
Oh, no. Too salty. I prefer gentlemen.
With or without his privates? With is extra.
What is that?
It's fop. Finest in the shop. Or we have some shepherd's pie peppered with actual shepherd on top. And I've just begun. Here's a politician so oily, it's served with a doily, not one.
Put it on a bun. Well, you never know if it's going to run.
Try the fryer, fried it's drier.
Oh, the clergy is really too coarse and too mealy.
They'll actor, that's compactor.
Yes, and always arrives overdone. I'll come again when you have judge on the menu.
Oh, wait! True, we don't have judge yet, but we do have something you might fancy even better.
What is that?
Executioner!
Have charity for the world, my pet.
Yes, I know, my love.
We'll take the customers that we can get.
High-born and low, my love.
We'll not discriminate great from small. No, we'll serve